and there's definitely some damage. You see.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Skinny Pedal Motorsports. As y'all know, in the last video, we had a problem with the rear end, and I thought it was the bushing in the control arm. I replaced that, but unfortunately, was not the case. We got some bad news. I'm gonna show y'all what's happened to it, and we'll dive into fixing it, and what we're gonna do in the future, and we'll go from there. Let me show you what happened.
All right, so I thought it was this control arm bushing right here. Unfortunately, it's not. You can see I have the axle out and the diff is busted. So here is my Ford 9-inch diff. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I will post a picture. In here, these spider gears are toasted. So we're gonna pull this off.
We're gonna put a spool in it. Probably should have done that a long time ago, you know, with the drag racing and all that, but I was trying to keep it a lot more street friendly, but I really want to go fast in this thing, so we're about to go full on street drag car. You know, it's going to be a street mod is what I would call it. That's a next shift. That's his term. I ain't going to steal it from him, but I like the term, so I'm going to use it, street mod. But yeah,
we're going to put a freaking spool in this thing. All right, so the first thing we got to do is get the old Trek lock, True Track or Track lock. I'm not really sure what it is. Somebody said it was something, and then somebody else said it was something else. But I'm gonna bust this thing apart, and then we're gonna go pick up the spool. Well, you can see we got it all apart, and there's definitely some damage. You see right there, that's not good. These gears in here, one of them's busted. I can't remember which one it is. But yeah, all of these are damaged like that. And one, like I said, one of these spider gears in here is busted. I'll put the picture up right here. I said I'd post a picture, but I actually ended up taking this thing apart. You see that gear? Toasted. You see this main gear? Toasted in 4 corners. So this thing is pretty beat up. Maybe we'll rebuild this and sell it. I think I can do that, buy the gear set, buy the clutch packs and all that, and sell this pretty cheap to somebody. Still a good unit, just needs to be rebuilt. But yeah, everything is separated. We got our gear off, that's our 350 gear. This is a nodular iron case. A couple pieces up there, we gotta get some new bolts.
So we're gonna hop straight over to Summit and pick up a spool, and then we'll get back to put this thing in.
All right, y'all know the deal. We're here at Summit picking up what we need. I'm gonna show y'all what we got. Got a box right here. See if we can get it open. That's what we got, a spool. Little 31 spline, all steel spool from Summit. Summit branded, good stuff. Got the bearings we need. We're gonna go home and put this in. So there's the unit all put together. Got the bearings. I gotta pack those bearings, put the gears back on, get all that. We're gonna clean all that up.
So while I got a chance, I'm going to take the rear end out of my car completely, unbolt everything and paint it, because it looks kind of rough. I want to make it look better. And yeah, we're gonna hop on that right quick, and then we'll get to putting this 31 spline spool back together in the trunk, the pinion, whatever you want to call it. But we'll get that put back in once we get this painted and cleaned.
Well, you can see she's out. She's over there. I'm gonna get that thing cleaned up real quick, get it spray painted. Well, we're getting back to assembling this thing. As I said, we're putting spool in here. There's the gear set down there. We got the bearings in. We're gonna get to putting this thing together. This should definitely change how the car drives, so I'm excited to test it out in this video and see how it drives. Well, there's the spool all together. Now it's ready to go back in the car.
We're gonna get the rear end back in there, everything put back together, the shocks back on, everything, or coilovers back on, get everything back in the car. We'll drop this thing in, and then we're gonna go take it for a drive. It's pretty simple to do. You just took the old stuff out, put the new spool in. You got to check a couple, you know, clearances and stuff, how much backlash you got, and then you got to check your wear pattern. I did all that. Everything is good. There's plenty of how-tos online how to put one of these together. But yeah, we got this thing back together. Let's get it put back in the car.
Alrighty. So y'all know me, live close to Summit. One of these gaskets right here is a lifesaver. It's a lube locker. That gasket right there requires no like sealant or anything. It's all there. It's silicone and aluminum together. I'm gonna put that on there. It's much, to me, it's a better setup than what you would normally put on here. I really like this gasket. It's a
Got one from Summit. Let's get that chunk put in, and then we'll start getting everything else back together. All right, we'll just fluid away. We're gonna get this thing leveled up, put the fluid in there. Takes about 3 quarts, so I've got 3 quarts in the truck. My hair's a mess. But yeah, we're gonna get this thing jacked up and put the fluid in it. Well, everything is back together. And if you're kind of wondering, what a spool is, that's where it makes both wheels turn. I'll show you together. So there's no limited traction. Both wheels turn together. It's basically a solid piece all the way across. And that's good for drag racing. So that's what we need. It's gonna get fixed up for now. Maybe in the future we'll get a new rear end, a fancy one, a fab one. All right, so we ain't had the rear end in the car long to drive it, and I knew there might be a problem, there might not be. One of the bearings on the driver's side is actually leaking from the rear. If you look really closely, you see that fluid? We got some fluid on the wheel, and I know it's leaking from behind there. So I'm gonna have to tear this thing apart when we get home. Didn't know. Car does run on E85. Like I said, we're gonna get back to the house and get that rear end thing out and slide that axle out and see if that's where it's leaking from. I'm pretty sure that is. I think one of the bearings is bad. It looked kind of bad, but I wasn't really sure, so I'll put it back together. But yeah, we're gonna get back to the house and check that out. All right, we're back at home. Let's knock this wheel off. Well, there's our culprit. This bearing is not supposed to do that. Not supposed to move like that. So yeah, we gotta get that fixed. Gonna have to get it pressed off. We whacked the old bearing off, putting the new one on. We're gonna press it on. Should be good to go. Old bearing pressed off, new bearing pressed on. We're gonna get this on and get everything together. Overall, this wasn't a really hard fix, and I'm ready and excited to get out there and test this thing out. So y'all stay tuned. We're gonna get out there and make some hits just here in a few minutes. All right, so right here, we're getting ready to roll the car out. Spools are notorious for grabbing on turns at low speeds. You can kind of see it here when I turn. I'm not carrying a lot of speed into the corner, but I'm fixing to pick up some speed, so let's make a hit. It hooks up really good right here. Can't complain. Works exactly like it's supposed to, and hopefully this will turn out to be a well thought out replacement part that I put in here. Well, like I said, while we were driving around, it's fixed. It's ready to go. As you can see, the turning, it's a spool. It's going to be a little bit tight. That's just the way it goes. But the thing is going to make some freaking power. It's going to hook up with that. It's what we needed to go racing. We got some more parts coming in the next video. Some actual stick shift improvements. Y'all see in the next video. Got some cool stuff coming for that. But y'all stay tuned. We'll catch you in the next one. See you later.